It was a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning at Apalachee High School in Winder, Georgia. Students were in classes, teachers were conducting lessons, and the hallways were bustling with activity. But at approximately 10:20 a.m. ET, the peaceful atmosphere was shattered by the deafening sound of gunfire. Panic ensued as students and staff realized the horrifying reality of the situation. An active shooter was on campus. The school immediately went into lockdown, with teachers barricading doors and students hiding under desks, their hearts pounding with fear. Frantic calls were made to 911 as the sound of gunshots echoed through the hallways. The quiet town of Winder, Georgia, was now the scene of a nightmare. Emergency responders raced towards the school, sirens blaring, their minds racing with the potential horrors that awaited them. The situation was chaotic, with terrified students and staff fleeing the building, desperate to escape the gunfire. The air was thick with tension and the smell of gunpowder. As the dust settled and the full extent of the tragedy became clear, the community was left reeling from the devastating loss of 4 precious lives. 2 dedicated teachers, Mrs. Sarah Jones, a beloved English teacher, and Mr. David Thompson, a history teacher, were tragically killed. Also lost were 2 young students, Emily Carter, a bright sophomore, and Michael Roberts, a talented artist and musician. Their futures, filled with promise, were cut tragically short. The entire community mourned the loss, their hearts heavy with grief. Vigils were held, and the town came together to support the families, offering comfort and solace. The names of Sarah Jones, David Thompson, Emily Carter, and Michael Roberts would forever be etched in the hearts of the Apalachee High School community. Authorities quickly apprehended the suspect, a 14-year-old student at Apalachee High School named Colt Gray. The arrest shocked the community, struggling to comprehend how a child could commit such violence. The weapon used, an AR-15-style rifle, added complexity to the tragedy. Its presence reignited the debate over gun control and accessibility to young people. Gray was charged with 4 counts of murder and 9 counts of aggravated assault. Prosecutors announced their intention to try him as an adult, sparking controversy. Section 4. Rapid response and prior warnings. In the wake of the shooting, the swift response of law enforcement and emergency personnel was praised for potentially saving lives. Teachers and staff, trained in active shooter drills, reacted quickly and decisively, guiding students to safety and barricading classrooms. The school's recently installed panic button system, a direct link to emergency services, proved invaluable, allowing for a rapid and coordinated response. Within minutes, police and paramedics were on the scene, tending to the wounded and securing the building. However, a chilling detail emerged in the days following the shooting. The FBI revealed that they had received a tip in 2023 regarding Colt Gray, expressing concerns about potential threats he posed. This revelation raised serious questions about whether the shooting could have been prevented and sparked an investigation into the FBI's handling of the tip. Section 5. National outpouring and calls for action. The tragedy at Apalachee High School sent shockwaves through the nation, prompting an outpouring of grief, condolences, and calls for action. Politicians from both sides of the aisle offered their thoughts and prayers. But the shooting also reignited the contentious debate over gun control in the United States. President Biden, visibly shaken and angered by yet another school shooting, addressed the nation, expressing his condolences to the victims' families and calling for stricter gun control measures. He urged Congress to pass meaningful legislation that would address gun violence, including universal background checks, a ban on assault weapons, and red flag laws. Vice President Harris echoed the president's sentiments, emphasizing the need for action to protect children and communities from gun violence. She called for a comprehensive approach that included not only gun control measures but also investments in mental health resources and school safety programs. Section 6. Preventing future tragedies. The shooting at Apalachee High School served as a stark and tragic reminder of the epidemic of gun violence plaguing the United States. It forced the nation to confront the uncomfortable reality that even in the supposed safety of schools, children and educators are not immune to the horrors of gun violence. As the community of Winder, Georgia, began the long and painful process of healing, the nation grappled with the question of how to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The debate over gun control raged on, with advocates on both sides entrenched in their positions. However, beyond the political rhetoric and divisive arguments, there was a shared sense of urgency, a collective plea for action. The time for thoughts and prayers had long passed. The time for meaningful action to protect children, educators, and communities from the scourge of gun violence was now.